Hey guys, welcome to the Libri Labra book club. I'm joined by my husband John and by book club VIP Tom Brennan. Let me pause this over here on this end.
They don't see you unless you say something, Tom.
Yeah, say
that's
hi.
right.
There's
Chris's this voice activated video.
So this evening we're going to be talking about our February book club pick, which was I guess I nominated it, and it is The Hating Game by Sally Thorne. And that's what got voted on. So we will be discussing it. We will be discussing it, and there will be spoilers. I guess we can just, should I say why I picked it?
Yeah.
Probably. Okay, so it was February, and it was my turn to pick some books.
That's how this happened.
And I was like, February is Valentine's Day. I'm going to pick a romance. So I nominated a few romances, and The Hating Game is the one that won. And I picked some pretty high-rated books. So this has an average rating of about 4.24 on Goodreads. And I know people who have read it and have said great things about it. So I was excited to read it. That's why it got nominated.
I was actually excited to read it as well. Compared to the other two books, I just remember thinking. I don't remember what the other two books are at this point, but I remember when I read the synopsis of all the books, I was like, okay, this one seems like the most interesting, so I'll do that one. And then...
Bless you.
I'm sorry. That's probably going to be, you're going to hear me sneezing a lot tonight. Sorry.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Just to say I wasn't too happy about the beginning of the book. But we'll go on from there.
Go ahead. No, give us your initial thoughts.
It was silly and ridiculous and obvious. Just didn't.
And you started it first. So I had actually bought it on sale at some point on Audible. And so we had the audiobook version. And I hadn't planned on buying the paperback.
Yeah.
So, and I know we've discussed before that I have a little bit more trouble processing audiobooks than John does. But he started it first, and, I had asked him, what do you think about it? And he was just like, I don't know. Hopefully it gets better. And he just seemed like, he seemed very disgruntled, like, the whole time. And right. John's not usually like that. He's usually pretty open-minded about stuff. So I was like, man, if John doesn't like it, then what's going on? So we were just discussing, because when I started listening to it, I was like, oh my God, what did I do to everyone? I was like, I feel so bad.
You should. No, I'm kidding. Shame.
I was like, this is so stupid. What's wrong with these people? So the book is supposed to be about two coworkers that hate each other, and then, they end up falling in love. And so we all knew that going in, but I just didn't find their hate believable at all. And I think some of what John was experiencing was kind of rubbing off on me. So I don't think I was kind of having my own unique experience. Yeah.
Toxic, John. Just
so the first, the first hour of the book, I was like, how old are these people? What are they doing? What is how are they even are they not getting any work done? Like, they're just acting so stupid. And I felt really bad. And then it was a very interesting experience for me. I don't think I've ever had such an adverse reaction to starting a book that I ended up loving by the end.
For me, anyway. Like, I was like, this is just dumb. But I mean, I can understand it. I've seen it. It's just, I guess maybe from the inside perspective, maybe those two people really don't know that about themselves until they've, I don't know. I just feel like it was ridiculous.
So, I mean, obviously it's supposed to be somewhat like a romantic comedy, but if you think of how movies are set up sometimes, where they bring you into a setting in the beginning and you're kind of like, you don't really know what's going on until like at the end of the movie where they revisit the beginning again and you see it completely differently. Like, that's what the experience was like for me. Because after I finished it, I was like, wait a minute, I'm going to go back and listen to the beginning again. And I did. And it was like so different. It was so different. I was feeling completely different about it. Like, I was able to absorb a lot more of it. And I listened to what she was saying. And she even says in the beginning, like, what the hell, are we in kindergarten? Like, why are we acting like this? And she says, I'm 28 years old, but this is what we're doing. We're playing these games. And so there was a bit more insight there.
I think that's when the book got better.
That one time.
So Tom, feel free to. I mean, I know this. You've said. I saw your review.
Yes.
That you're not the target audience, and
I get it.
Totally
That's why I didn't enjoy it.
Like I said, I'm sure there are people out there, who enjoy the book, and hey, good on you if you did. I'm not one of them. I thought it was just okay. I mean, like you said, it's like, I figured they were in their 20s, but it's like this could have easily taken place in middle school, or or earlier. It's basically like, oh, well, the boy likes me, but he's pulling my hair. He must like me. That sort of a thing. It's like, oh, really? This is what we're reduced to, apparently. So. And
that was kind of one of the things that I was thinking about, even though I knew it was like a hate to love book. I was like, I hope he doesn't like act like a total jerk, because you don't want the narrator to be with someone who's going to be abusive or just an ass. And I don't think he was. I mean, they obviously both have their dysfunctions,
right? But by the same token, he obviously got to her too, because he had to apologize.
Right.
So
he does apologize.
Is that abusive behavior, where because he needs to apologize for it?
Well, I think what was really interesting was, outside of what he was going through and whether he's like this shy person that, is armored. That's how she described him. She was like, some people are shy and they're, still kind, and some people are and some people are armored, like Josh. But what he was saying was that he saw her as the nice person, and obviously he had this aversion to nice because of what happened to him, but that he hated how people were walking all over her. And so he was intentionally mean to her, hoping that she would eventually just have enough of it and stand up for herself. And that's kind of what ended up happening in the end. And so I like that they eventually kind of brought out better parts of each other. And I didn't expect there to be so much going on with him. Like, I didn't expect there to be all that family drama. So he ended up having I feel like maybe like a better storyline than she did, because she's just like from a farm. And
well, the book really kind of was about Josh Templeman. Really,
because they, like, toward the end of the book, she asked him, it's like, I guess when they first met, his crime apparently was not smiling at her,
right?
And he gave a very interesting reason. It's like, well, I didn't want to be your friend. She wanted to be something more than that. So he didn't want to get friend zoned right at the beginning. And that was an interesting concept, but it didn't really develop that. That's the backdrop. But having done that in the beginning.
I guess I didn't pick that whole thing up. Yeah. So that's kind of interesting too.
He said, he's like, I don't want to be friends with you. I want to be something more than that. And that's how the whole thing started.
I think what was also interesting was, like, the theme is supposed to be hate to love, but I feel like it was more about opposites attracting, kind of. Because when they talk about the merger, she talks about those two companies as opposites. Like Bexley.
Bexley.
Yeah, so Bexley, were those lawyer-like very rigid mindset kind of people.
Business
whereas
by the numbers, by the books.
Yeah, her company. What was her company's name?
Gammon.
Gammon was more hippie like and artsy fartsy and so they just, I feel like, they set it up as like opposites kind of a thing.
I understand that, and that's perfectly fine. My issue with the merger is, okay, we're financially struggling, so we're going to merge these two companies. We're going to keep two CEOs. Why? I don't know. If you're financially struggling, who's going to pay two CEO salaries? But then it's like, now we're going to create a chief operating officer position so that they could do the actual day-to-day work, so that the CEOs can do whatever the hell they're doing. It's like that makes absolutely no business sense at all.
Okay, so you were upset because it didn't make business sense.
Well, I wasn't upset. It's like, oh, come on! If this is the logic we're using here,
that's interesting because obviously I wasn't thinking about the business at all.
There were two more positions that could have been right after.
Yeah, and then they want to create a third. But I get the yes, they like the Bexley is like the business side of publishing, and they're like Big Ann's the artsy side. I get that. That's not the problem. It's just like she contrives the situation so that we have two polar opposites in the company, and that's what she's building that. Well, he's in that camp and I'm in this camp, and rah rah rah. So
I think I really wanted there to be this genuine hatred at the beginning of it, and that clearly wasn't there. It was
no reason for it.
It was more like this playful, passive-aggressive thing they had going on.
Children.
And yeah, so reading that the second time, once I saw that, I was like, oh, okay. That's not. It just wasn't the same. I wanted it to be just crazy hatred, which it obviously wasn't. But then I kind of saw it for what it was, which was.
Do you think it would have been a better book if we had alternating chapters and had Joshua's view and in the even number chapters?
Possibly, because you actually get a little bit more into the other side of the spectrum earlier on, because you didn't know that he didn't hate her; he was just giving her a hard time.
Right.
I think I liked it better this way because it felt like more of a reveal. Versus, because I didn't like him at all in the beginning, and it took me a while to kind of get to a point where I'm like, what's this dude's deal? What's really going on with him? And I just like the way they did it better, where they just kind of introduced the beginning and then kind of came back around to why he acted that way, or why he looked at her that way, or what he was really thinking, or
right. When you said opposites attract, the minute they said that she was 5 foot, he's going to be at least over 6 feet. And
right,
sure enough,
I know,
my God. And the Clark Kent look like he's Superman. Really? Well, it's Hunk from Central Casting. Get over here. We need you.
So, I had a good friend growing up who was a lot shorter than me. She was 4'11". And we dated different guys over the years, and somehow she always ended up dating these tall ass 6'4" guys. And she was 4'11", so there was a huge difference between them, and that's kind of what I just kept thinking about while I was reading it. I was if she's 5 foot and he's 6'4", that's a big height difference.
Yeah, it's an exclamation point couple.
Now there were a few. I felt like there was some short shaming in there, and then there was also some fat shaming in there, because the way they talked about Bexley, I feel like what?
His nickname.
Oh, she's going to defend Bexley. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Let me see. What did she call him?
Fat little dick.
Why? What? Where was
it was funny.
For that? She said it so many times.
Yeah, well that's our name for him.
Referred to him as that, so that's why it came up so many times. It's just they didn't say his name that often.
But then at like one point, I think she even mentions him being on medication, which was kind of like off-putting. Like she was just like, he's a fat slob on medication.
Oh, no.
Blah, blah, blah.
He's on so many meds all the time that he doesn't know. He drools and can't even tie his own shoelaces.
Right. So obviously, it's not.
That's not about. That's probably not about. I don't know, man.
I just thought there were some areas
but there
where
was some.
like,
she was like, "Here, just take what you want," and she was like, "Feed the diabetes." Or something. I thought it was just a hateful remark. It wasn't something about shaming him.
That seems like the same thing to me.
No, I hope he dies.
Because when you're using the word fat to describe somebody of such like to be unattractive like that, that felt like fat shaming.
Okay. I just feel like it's more of how much they dislike the guy as a person, like, period. It's the amount of hate towards him.
But are you not seeing my point? If you hate somebody and you're using fat to describe them with hatred, like, how is that not?
I get it.
But I think overall she had this somewhat, like, kind of comedic tone throughout the whole thing. And, you know, sometimes comedians just don't have any filters in regards to what is PC, what's not PC. And I think
this is true.
And I think it kind of felt like that. Like at another point, I think she described something as like socially retarded. And I was like, ooh, are we still using the R word? I don't know. Like it just...
Maybe in the social aspect.
It felt uncomfortable.
Maybe not. It really depends on how you use the word. I don't think calling somebody that, but was it saying that somebody was socially retarded?
I think he called himself towards the end.
I don't know. I don't know what you're talking
about.
Remember, I don't recall it.
I think it was Joshua that said it. And I was just like...
How are you going to find it right this second?
I'm not.
Okay.
But I can look, John. It's okay.
All right,
Joshua Templeman. I didn't understand the Hot Wheels thing.
I didn't either.
I think it was something about that he left something of himself for her. And then she did the same for him. I can't remember what it was. She got him maybe the strawberries, I think it was.
No, she gave him a Smurf.
Yeah, Smurf, that's what it was. Yeah. It's like the anchor, you know, like this is something of his in her place, and now she has something of hers in his place. And that's how it starts.
Because I know, like, at first he gave it to her, and she was like, what the hell? This is a Hot Wheels car. What am I going to do with that? And later on, when she realized about things that she had been saying or how she'd been behaving, she was like, oh, I get the Hot Wheel now. It was his way of saying, come back. Mm-hmm. But I just didn't understand the whole thing. Like, I was trying to connect Hot Wheels to something. Because, like, they gave you the background
of something of his.
But outside of that, like, I get that it was something of his and the Smurf was something of hers, but they gave you a bunch of story in regards to why the Smurfs were important to her. So I thought maybe I missed why the Hot Wheels were important to him.
Oh, okay.
So I wasn't sure what that was all about. It was kind of funny because while I was reading it, when they were finally at the wedding, I knew that his brother being a doctor was going to be a thing.
That's what I was talking about there being something that was completely predictable coming up to it.
Were you expecting that?
Yeah, absolutely, freaking literally. And when you started yelling omens, you were like, oh my God, what are you saying? She started texting me these all caps. Oh my God, is his brother's fiance his ex-girlfriend? And I'm like,
hi, CTnet.
Hi. And I was like, totally spoiler alert.
She said I love that book. So
okay, good, okay.
You may not want to listen to. No, I'm kidding.
But that's totally.
So yeah, I got to the wedding part and I was just like, I gasped and I was like, oh my God. Yeah, I was like, did his
the minute they talked about Tall Blondie, you knew that was what that was.
That's I was like, oh, Jesus, that's messed up. But yeah, I guess it happens.
I don't remember the exact part But I texted John and I was like, "Is that what's happening?" And then I was like, "No, wait, don't answer."
More questions.
Maybe no.
Yeah, right.
So CTnet, it's funny because at first I started reading it and I was like, I don't know how I feel about this. They're acting kind of stupid in the beginning, but then I totally
think they were acting.
with it. Well, I made John go to Barnes & Noble this evening to get me the hard copy because I wanted to go back and like highlight and underline things because I just.
So you're going to read it again?
Yeah. She already started like listening to it a second time.
It.
Like she finished it earlier and then she was just right back into it and almost screwed me up where I was at in the book because we're using the same audible account.
Gotcha.
I think there was, I don't know about you because we were listening to it at different times, but I was listening to it. No, I'm not even going to say. So, there were laugh out loud moments for me, and there were a couple of times where I gasped and I was just like, "Oh my gosh!"
At work?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah. And just I was telling him in the kitchen, I was like, some of the ways that she explained things, I thought they were just so creative. At one point, I think she was saying something about having like actual hearts in her eyes, that he could see that she had actual hearts in her eyes, and I thought it was just like really cute. And then at another point,
what is it that she kept saying that everybody had gimlet eyes?
What are gimlet eyes?
That's the right word? I don't know what the right word, but I don't know how many times they use that word.
See, Tina said she annotated the book as well. So that's what I wanted it for. So I can annotate it. I might share it with people. I may make it a traveling book or something.
Well, if you had a Kindle, you could highlight them and share it on Goodreads. But that's not your story.
But I wanted to be able to like flip through pages and stuff.
Oh, then go for it.
Where? Screw it.
So now I guess we can, for a moment, just kind of talk about. I don't think I've ever had an office romance. Because to me, that's always been like a hard line. Like, you don't date people at work.
Mm-hmm.
So, and they were clearly concerned about it, or at least she was.
You didn't work in offices until after you were with me.
Huh?
You didn't work in offices until after you were with me. Most of them, anyway.
Yeah, but I still had jobs. So I still had jobs, and I didn't like.
You can't call it an office romance.
Because I just remember having friends that I'd be like, dude, you don't date people at work because that's just messy.
Yes.
But in the beginning, they were just talking about like reporting each other to HR, like.
Yeah. Some childish shit at work.
Yeah, but besides that being childish, that's like, I don't know, that's scary stuff to me. I wouldn't be
fired.
like,
if they hated each other.
Yeah.
Like, those are some major HR warnings. I kind of wish they had elaborated on her joke gone wrong. She said something about a joke gone wrong. A joke that went too far. And she was like, I'm not proud of it. But I don't think she said what the joke was.
I don't remember.
I don't remember that, yeah.
So they use that to flirt. Well, yeah, of course, yeah, we know. They use the hating game to flirt with each other, but they didn't. One person was knew what he was doing, I guess.
And then
she actually thought he hated her.
And then the fact that she was looking for laxatives to match his mints, I thought that was kind of messed up.
Maybe that's the joke. Maybe that's the joke that went too far.
I wouldn't be able to do do that to somebody. That's messed up. Now, was there an actual blog? Because they were both kind of stalkerish.
Yeah, very much so.
They both had like these little stalkerish tendencies.
They did their own little research on each other.
Yeah. Did you catch the part where he painted his room the color of her eyes? Because that was very cute.
Yeah, and she didn't pick up on it.
That's the reason that he did this when he pulled the dress out of her bag, and he was like, "Oh no, what have I done?"
That was one of the good parts. Yeah, when it turns out that was the color. Those were the colors of her eyes, and it's all right. Well done there. Yes.
It's not Robin's egg blue. It's Lucy blue.
Lucy blue. Tiffany blue.
Pale Tiffany blue.
Those are pretty close. Tiffany blue and Robin's egg blue. But like, and then he had like sapphire eyes.
Nobody has cobalt eyes. Nobody. But
what I thought was interesting is that it's like, I don't know. I mean, comparing it to Fight Club is weird, but it's kind of like there was these hints that were there and you don't see them until afterwards.
I guess. Because
there were a bunch of times where he acted in a certain way and she was just like very guarded and like, oh my God, does he hate me that much? Like she responded very insecurely and just didn't get that he cared about her at all. So I thought that was interesting.
Well, in that context, though, you would be liable to see anything and everything as an attack.
Right.
You know?
And he's over here all lonely hearts, lovey-dovey boy.
Oh, poor me.
Being
I'm
hard
so
about
beautiful,
it, though.
Yes. And I cook, and I do everything. I'm so perfect, yet I don't have a girlfriend.
Oh, my God.
Please.
He's like...
Everything was perfect about this dude.
Yeah.
Every single thing.
You seem so rubbed the wrong way by the fact that, like, he was... You know, he obviously wasn't perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Because he had major issues with his
baggage.
family.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Everybody has baggage.
That whole medical school thing. Yeah.
That's gotta be rough, though. What? Okay.
Putting a flaw in your character that you want to be so perfect.
Yeah, what could I choose?
Yeah. How can I choose?
I know, medical school. Yeah, right.
I have to go back and reread the whole paintball thing. Because I don't understand why she was so sick. And then I don't clearly remember the exchange between him and his brother when he took her to his brother.
CTnet, thank you for hanging out.
Thanks for stopping by. So she was just nauseous because she was paintballing?
No, she had food poisoning.
She had food poisoning. It did explain that it was food poisoning at some point.
Really? What did she eat that she got food poisoning from? Like, it was while she was paintballing or before that?
Was that Danny's date?
Oh, could be. I don't know. I don't remember what it was exactly.
I don't remember what she ate.
I think it's weird that he never came back up again. I was, you know what?
Oh my God, the whole freaking book ended. I really wanted to know how the hell they go through the interview. I wanted to know about everything how's come out of that interview. Him quitting is just kind of ruined it.
I did want to say that. I was like, that pissed me off. I was just like, oh, okay. So he decided to leave.
That's a great way to close up that whole story arc.
Yeah. Yeah, we were hanging out there for the entire book, and all of a sudden, now we're not going to make it matter. Boom.
Oh, he quit. He just resigned.
Yeah.
I really wanted her to just beat him outright.
Yeah, because she lost all the other games. No, I'm serious.
No, she did.
But mostly because he admitted to her that he didn't really care that much about the job. Didn't he say something along those lines?
Yeah.
That he just kind of took any old job?
He wouldn't have stayed there after the merger if she wasn't there.
Yeah.
Right.
All, lonely hearts, lovey boy.
So
Clark Kent Superman here to rescue.
But I also feel bad about her having to work closely with Bexley, who was obviously like
eyeing her.
Ew, creepy. Creepy.
He's like, I wanted to pour acid in his eyes.
And maybe that's why she calls him fat little dick. Just because I agree with John. I don't think it's fat shaming because it's not like she spreads it to, like all over the world. It's just within that circle, like her and Joshua and maybe Helene. That's it.
Wait, is it Elaine or Helene?
Well, she's French. It should be Helene, but I think the way the narrator pronounces it's more closer to Elaine.
We think that because Elaine is like two different There's Elaine, his mom, and Elaine, the boss.
Elaine, yes. That's the way it should be pronounced.
Oh, so that the narrator made us think it was Elaine.
Yeah, it sounds like Elaine, but if they have the accents the way they normally would be.
Now we're going to have to actually slow down the freaking...
Oh, yeah, look.
Helene.
Okay.
Elaine.
Okay.
All right, because I was like, why would she name two characters the same thing?
Yeah.
I thought that was weird.
Just because we listen to the books at like whatever speed faster than normal, so everything sounds different. It's not Elaine. It's Elaine.
Well, Elaine. Yeah. Well, I noticed that, but to be absolutely honest with you, I usually listen to normal speed. I crank this one up to 3.
Jesus.
You were actually able to listen that way.
Yeah.
I am the great Cornholio.
I am the great Cornholio. No, but remember, I had the text to go with it.
Right, to go with it.
Right, yeah. You do read faster when you do that, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't think I've ever gone past 2.
Oh my god. 1.5 hurts my heart. Like I can't.
I was
actually as fast.
I was
surprised. Do you like the chipmunks?
I was surprised.
They are chipmunks, though. No, seriously. You would think, but no. It's like once you even past 1 or 1.5 or 2, you would think you get that, but it's really not.
Right.
I don't know how they do it.
What was it that happened to his mustard shirt? Did she just say she hated that one, and so that he was going to take it out of the rotation, or?
I don't remember. He got something on it, or he did
mustard.
Something. Oh no, that was.
I used it for something.
Hurt?
Somebody got hurt.
And she got blood on it.
Did she? All right, because like at one point he left a rose on her desk, and then I guess the thorn.
Yeah, he got blood on it.
Okay.
So pretty. Oh my god. I got blood on it. It has to go on
I'm going to start doing weird shit to see if you notice.
What? What kind of weird shit?
Like wearing the same shirts in like the same order. Or
see
something along those lines. I think it's funny that somebody would do that. Just to see if somebody else would notice. Yes. I mean, imagine how many times you would have to wear, because that was a pretty big rotation. It's not like it was like 3 shirts. It was like
five different shirts there for every day of the week.
No, it was more than that. Because she named them all off. It was way more than 5. It was like 8 or something.
It was like a 2-week rotation then.
Yeah, probably a 2-week rotation.
Something like that.
Jeebus.
So, even though he was really good looking,
buff,
people.
He has organic vegetables in his fridge, and he cooks for himself. Don't forget that.
She. Well, I don't know. I guess she made him feel bad. He felt like people had used him because he was attractive. That's sad.
They just wanted his body. See, some men know how that feels, I guess.
What?
Alrighty then.
I mean, it happens, I guess.
I've been told. But...
Yeah. 6'4".
Oh my god. Gonna make Diana blush. Oh my god, he's so tall.
Yeah, my best friend is like 6'1". And so, when we talk about tall guys, I forget that for her, they need to be really tall for her to like have a tall guy. So she's probably like in the 6'7".
She wants basketball players.
She wants basketball players.
Not completely true, but that's basically it.
Yeah.
They have to be tall.
All right.
Well, one other thing that she mentions, which I thought was an interesting question, but they really don't go into it, other than her mother, or her asking her mother, it's like, do you regret giving up your career for your husband?
Right. And I don't remember what she responds with.
Well,
it was pretty cryptic, but the takeaway I got from it was, you know, if you had somebody, if you had somebody like, you know, as suited to you as a husband, then yes, it's worth it. But if not, just walk on by.
Right.
I forgot about that. They did give a different perspective, but she did say that no, because I have him and I have you. You know, she had walked on by him, wouldn't have her as a daughter.
But what was it that she gave up?
She's a reporter, I think it was, or something like a journalism career, was it?
Yes, journalism career.
Yeah.
To be a strawberry farmer.
That's just funny, I think. I don't know why. I love that.
I'll be irate strawberry farmer for not writing in.
Was there actually a blog
different types of strawberries?
There was actually a strawberry of a blog of her farm?
Yeah. Her mom keeps the blog.
Oh. And
Sky Diamond Strawberries.
Yeah.
And he was reading it.
Yes.
Interesting.
Apparently he loves strawberries.
Or at least their association with Lucy.
As soon as he saw her, that's it. Everything about it. Strawberries and everything.
Getting all strawberry and shit.
There's like a fine line between I don't know how to describe it. Like
Insta-love?
No, it didn't.
Love and stalking?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna kind of say. Showing, like kind of showing an interest that goes above and beyond, which I think can be appreciated.
Right.
Versus actually like, I mean, really, what is the difference other than one is wanted and one isn't?
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah. If you're hot, you're good. If not,
that sucks.
Well, I mean, you know, she has the self-awareness. Lucy does, at least, of saying, you know, admitting the stalkerish activity when she's out among the garbage disposals by his apartment.
Right.
And when she goes to see him, so.
I mean, they obviously were both like quirky and a little not overbearing, but slightly stalkerish because they wanted to know more about each other and they weren't being forthcoming in the office.
Oh, they wanted to know more about each other so they can have the upper hand and get a better joke on the other person. Oh my God, it's just,
yeah, but really, I mean, their lives are pretty empty, though.
Yeah, that's why Lonely Hearts, like Lonely Boy, Heart's Eyes Lonely Boy. I don't know what to freaking call it. Just the idea that the only thing you're doing outside of work is spending time finding out more about this other person. That's what he was doing. He was stalking the shit out of her. He knew, like when she started rattling off things that he knew, or he answered something about her that he knew outside. I'm like, how would you even like openly say something like that? That's like the best way to tell him, hey, I've been stalking you for months now. And I'm like, okay, what? It's not a hating game. It's kind of obvious. Everything was redundant. It was ridiculous.
Stalking game, yes. I'd like to cut off your skin and wear it as a suit.
Those serial killer eyes. She would bring up all the time.
Wait, what did you say?
Serial killer eyes. She
she did say that. I was like, do we want to be describing him with serial killer eyes? I don't think so.
Well, she had horny eyes, so I guess I don't know if that's better. So.
Oh man, I'm gonna enjoy rereading this.
Oh my God.
I think for me, it turned into a happy story. Like I was like, oh, what have I done? But then I'm just like, now I have it.
It redeemed itself, okay? It's just, it's not that bad.
I would love it if they.
No, I didn't say it was bad. It's just not for me. I'm sorry, what?
Oh, I actually would like to see how they do certain parts in that. But yes.
Like, I love rom-coms. But good ones. Like most of them are cheesy, but like there are some actual like really good ones. Like I feel like Serendipity is a really good one. I love Serendipity.
I'm sorry. I got some bad things happening here.
Sorry.
Which references which actually references Love in the Time of Cholera, which we read.
Right. So I hope she gets a movie deal. But I guess we can just, share our final thoughts and ratings.
Okay.
I'm sorry, what? You want my rating? Three.
Okay.
It would have been a 2 at the beginning of the book, maybe even a 1, but no.
Okay,
it's
a
3. It's redeemed itself. It's like it's right in the middle for me. Can't say it's great, amazing, good, but I'm not gonna be all like this is great. It wasn't.
Yeah.
The beginning, I was like, ugh, but it redeemed itself. I was trying to say, you gotta do it like this.
Yes.
He just got it from Barnes & Noble and was a little dinged up, but
Nice.
So, I give it a 5. I give it a 5, and I'm gonna tell all my friends about it.
You would. That's all I can say.
So, and I really think I am gonna go in and like highlight things because there were just really funny expressions.
Perfect Man, the Pine Over. Yeah. Check out the hating.
Don't be jealous, John.
Don't you be jealous of my book boyfriends.
Oh my God. Man. That term alone. Oh my God.
Yes, that is apparently a thing, I'm told.
He's not. I wasn't swooning over Josh. Like Josh is just Josh. He's just.
Are you sure you want? Because I mean, it
made
almost all women are gonna stand right next to me and like, oh, you gonna describe this? Is what you're describing? Cool.
That's right. What are you doing in the bathroom so long? I'm just reading.
There was definitely some good sexual tension between them.
Yes.
Oh, I must have missed that part.
Well, at 3 speed.
Thank God it was a quickie then.
Wow.
And I was just telling John that I love the way she described things. And at one point she was talking about her ex-boyfriends and she was like, blah, 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 blah with their egg timer foreplay. And I was like, oh my God. What a crazy way to describe that. So it's a 5. It's a 5 for me.
I think you know what. Well, you already know what I gave it because you saw my review. But like I said, it's not a bad book. I mean, to me, it was just okay, so I gave it a 2. Like I said, there's no thing discriminatory about it. It's just clearly it has its audience. If you are willing to double down and buy the book after you've read it, clearly there's an audience for it. I'm not it. So.
Oh, that's funny. And I was like telling John, I was like, this person gave it 5 stars, and how can I ever trust them again?
But its rating on Goodreads does seem to be really, really high. So. Yeah,
it is. But I think
unfortunately, I could think of at least 2 books that are highly preferred, which is the Outlander series. And the thing about,
those series has everything.
Yeah, but that's
but one of the strong points for Gabaldon is that she really writes good arguments.
Oh no! Everything about her writing is impressive.
Yeah, Claire and but for me, one of the draws is between Claire and Jamie when they go at it. It's like, oh my God, that's fun. And then in Voyage, it's a new pair. And it was really, really good. So the other one it's actually by another Australian author. Is the Rosie Project.
Rosie Effect. You mentioned that before.
Yes, Graham Simpson. So very good.
I
think that actually is optioned for a movie now, the Rosie Project, but we'll see.
Nice. So the next book, and I should have brought it into the office with me, but the next book that we're reading for March is Nevernight by J. Kristoff.
Oh, that one won? I forgot to check.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
Did you pick the books this weekend, John?
John
Did I pick them both? All three?
Three. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I just need to go back and check to see which one
Keep
was.
keeping it up. Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. So
Does that mean I do April? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah.
I
Wait.
think Kelly was supposed to do because we skipped Kelly.
Oh, that's
once,
right. Yeah,
so.
you skipped one. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Good.
think Kelly's supposed to do April.
Fine.
And then
Good.
after that.
You don't want to pick a book yet?
But
No.
so I don't know if did you start Nevernight or did you?
No, I just finished the Hating Game.
Okay.
So.
I'm looking forward to it. I've heard it like sort of.
But it's a series book, and it's like once you read the first one, it's like, well, now I feel obligated.
Yeah.
So, because if you don't, you're gonna forget it by the time you actually go to read it. So.
First book, though.
Well, right now it is a series, but I think right now only
books.
the first 2 books are available. I think he's working on the 3rd right now, so we've got time. Anyway, that kind of wraps up our discussion for this evening. Hopefully, if you are watching this video and you've read Nevernight or you'd like to read Nevernight, you'll join us for the upcoming discussion. And if you'd like to join us on screen, on camera, you can sign up to be a book club VIP at patreon.com/Libri Labra. And there's a few other perks that you can sign up for, like getting a custom bookmark and being entered in a monthly giveaway and selecting books.
So there's books. Come hang out.
Some cool perks. So once again, thanks for joining us and see you next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.